We rise as one beneath the sky. Axes sharp and hearts of flame. The gods themselves will know our name. Through storm and fire we march ahead, with thunder roaring where we tread. No fear remains, no soul will break. For Valhalla's call we now await. Steel meets fate in crimson light. Shields collide in endless fight. Voices echo through the snow. Ancient chants begin to grow. Brothers bound in blood and will, standing firm, unbroken still. Every strike a tale reborn, from silent dust to raging morn. The sea once carried us to war. Now we stand on foreign shore. Eyes like frost and breath like flame. Each warrior forged in battle's name. The drums of fate begin to pound. A savage rhythm deep and sound. No turning back, no path to flee. Only glory, only victory. The ravens circle high above, witnesses of strength and love. For battle is our sacred right, where darkness bends before our might. Each fallen man shall rise again among the gods beyond all pain. The gates await the brave and bold, where legends rise in halls of gold. Cold wind cuts through flesh and bone, yet still we fight, we stand alone. Against the tide of endless foes, our fury like a river flows. With every breath, with every cry, we carve our fate beneath the sky. The earth itself begins to shake from every vow we do not break. Through shattered lines and broken shields, we claim in the blood-soaked battlefield. Victory sings in iron tone, a song that chills the marrowed bone. No king nor crown defines our worth. We are the storm upon this earth. Our names will echo far and wide. We're fearless warriors, never hide. When silence falls and flames grow dim, we hear the ancient victory hymn. Valhalla calls through endless night, a guiding fire, sacred light. We walk the path the brave have known, toward the everlasting throne, where every warrior stands tall, forever bound in Valhalla's call. It starts a spark beneath the skin, a silent force that burns within. No voice can name, no hand can hold a flame more fierce than any code. Through years of war, through endless strife, it grows and shapes the warrior's life. A fire no storm can put to rest, a truth that beats within the chest. Each battle feeds the hidden blaze, through sleepless nights and blood-soaked days. No wound can dim, no loss can break. The path is burning, soul must take. It rises strong in darkest hour, a force beyond all mortal power. When all seems lost, when hope is thin, that fire ignites once more within. The clash erupts, the steel will sing, and through it all that fire will bring a strength no fear could ever know, a will that refuses to slow. Each strike is guided by its flame, each breath consumed by endless aim, to rise above the weight of pain. stand when none of strength remains. The enemy sees it in the eyes of burning truth they can't disguise, a force that drives beyond control, the fire in the warrior's soul, no hesitation, no retreat, only the sound of steady beat of heart and flame aligned as one until the final fight is done. Through ash and smoke, through broken ground, that fire remains, it will be found in every step, in every cry, a force that will not fade or die. It shapes the path, it fuels the blade, it turns the hunter to the prey. No darkness stands, no shadow grows where this eternal fire flows. Even when the battle ends and silence slowly descends, the fire remains, it does not sleep, it waits in depths where secrets keep. For war is more than clash of steel, it's what the warrior learns to feel, a flame that lives beyond the fight, guiding through the endless night. And no thunder speaks, no lightning cries, yet death moves swift beneath the skies. A silent storm begins to rise, reflected in our steady eye. We walk unseen, we strike unseen, a war that lives between the scene. No wasted breath, no reckless sound, only the blade where truth is found. Each step is measured, calm and cold. A story sharp, a fate retold. No chaos guides the path we take, only the vows we never break. The steel we hold is calm and sure, a silent force, a final cure. For those who stand against our way will never live to see the day. The clash is swift, the end is near. No warning given, none to fear. A single strike, a life undone before the rise of morning sun. No cries remain, no echoes last. The war is done before it's past. A truth that only few will know, the silent storm that struck the blow. Through forests deep and frozen air, we leave behind no sign, no trace, no glare. A force that moves without a name, a war that seeks no praise or fame. For not all battles roar and burn, some strike so fast none can return. A truth that hides in shadow's breath, the quiet face of sudden death. Can't see a force beyond their memory, for silence holds a deeper blade than any war cry ever made. No armor stops, no shield can save from strikes that come like silent wave. A truth too late they understand when fate slips quickly from their hand. Through fallen ground and empty cries, we pass unseen by mortal eyes. No glory saw, no tale to tell, only the path we know too well. For war is more than clash and flame, sometimes it walks without a name. A shadow moving through the night, a storm that never shows its might. And when the dawn begins to rise and light returns to mortalize, no trace remains of what has been, no sign of where we might have been. Yet those who face that silent blade will never forget what we made. A war of karma strikes so fast, a storm that came and quickly passed. silent storm beneath the skies. We feel it deep within the chest, a force that will not let us rest. No turning back, no path to flee. We walk the edge of destiny with iron hearts and burning flame. The North itself now calls our name. Each step we take, the ground will shake. With every vow we never break. No fear can live within this line. No weakness where our fates align. The clash will come, the storm will break, and all the world will feel the quake of warriors forged in endless night, who rise as one into the fight. The enemy stands, but soon we'll know the wrath that only North can show. A fury born from frost and flame that strips the soul of fear and shame. Each strike we land, each breath we claim, feeds the fire that has no name. A force beyond what men can be, a raging storm of destiny. Through shattered lines and fallen cries, we fight beneath the frozen skies. No mercy given, none received, only the truth we have believed. That strength is caught through blood and pain, that loss is something we must gain. To rise beyond what once was weak, and claim the power others see. The battlefield becomes our ground, where endless echoes now resound. A roar that splits both sky and bone, a force that stands as one alone. No chaos here, no scattered fear, only the end that draws us near. A truth that burns within the core. We were not made to be ignored. The enemy fades, yet still we stand unbroken by both time and hand. Each breath we take a burning flame, each step we leave a mark of name. The fury still remains inside, a force no silence dares to hide. It waits for when the call returns, to rise again where battle burns. And when the final storm is done and fades the echo of the sun, we stand as more than we once were, a living myth, a whispered word. For those who felt the northern flame will never again be the same. They carry fury in their soul, a force that makes the broken whole. Starts as whisper low and deep, a sound that wakes what lies asleep, a trembling force within the chest, a call that gives the warrior rest. No turning back, no silent plea. This is the end of destiny. The final cry begins to rise, reflected in our burning eyes. The battle still stands still and wait, a silent breath before all fate. Each warrior feels the coming storm, a truth no fear can now transform. We grip the blade, we raise the shield. No inch of ground will now be healed. The cry grows loud, it splits the air, a sound no mortal soul can bear. The clash explodes, the world ignites, consumed by endless raging fights. Each step we take, each strike we land, is driven by this final stand. No thought of loss, no fear of fall. We answer to the final call, a force unleashed, a breaking wave of men who walk beyond the grave. The enemy begins to break before the sound we now awake, a cry that shakes both sky and ground, where fearless hearts are always found. No silence left, no shadow stays, consumed within this final blaze, a truth that echoes far and wide, a sound no force can ever hide. Through broken lines and shattered cries, we rise beneath the burning skies. The war cry guides our every move, a force that nothing can remove. Each breath aligned, each step as one, until the final fight is done. No doubt remains, no fear survives, only the fire that keeps us alive. The battle fades, the cry remains, it echoes deep within our veins, a memory no shapes the iron will. For every warrior who has heard will carry it in every word, a truth that lives beyond the end, a call that time itself defends. And when the final silence falls and darkness slowly claims it all, the war cry still will rise again in hearts of future warrior men. For it was never just a sound, but something deeper always found, a force that binds the brave and free, the final cry of destiny. We were not raised to bow or break, but forged by every path we take. The sons of war, the northern flame, no fear of loss, no need for name. Each breath we take is battle won, each step a line beneath the sun. No weakness carved within our bones, we stand as more than flesh alone. Try to bend our will through endless nights and winter still. Yet every storm has made us strong, a place where only we belong. No easy path, no gentle road, only the weight of warrior code. A truth that shapes what we have been, a force that lives beneath the skin. Begins, we do not slow. The enemy begins to know that what they face is something more than men who simply go to war. We strike with purpose, strike with flame, each blow a mark, each step a claim. No scattered mind, no broken line, a force aligned beyond design. Shields and falling cries, we see the truth within their eyes, a fear they cannot overcome, of what we've built, of what we've become. No chain can bind, no blade can break the path that only we can take, a force that stands beyond defeat, with iron hearts that never retreat. Brother stands, no one alone, each life a piece of something grown. A bond no war could tear apart, a flame that lives in every heart. Through loss, through pain, through endless fight, we rise again into the light. No matter cost, no matter fall, we answer still the northern call.
we feel no shame, for we have lived the warrior's flame. The sons of North will always rise beyond the reach of mortal skies, a force that time cannot undo, forever strong, forever true. Frozen ash, the fire grows, a spark that only North wind knows. No frost can kill, no cold can clear the rising of the northern flame. It burns within the deepest core, a force that drives us into war. No matter night, no matter pain, the fire will rise again, again. Each warrior feels it in the chest, a restless force that gives no rest. It calls to stand, it calls to fight, to burn through darkness, claim the light. No fear can hold, no doubt can stay, when fire leads the warrior's way. A truth that cannot be undone, a path where flame and soul are one. Clash erupts, the fire spreads through shattered ranks and fallen dead. Each strike ignites a greater blaze, a storm of heat in frozen haze. The enemy begins to see a force they cannot hope to be. Fire that rises from the cold is something no one can control. Through pain and loss it only grows, a strength no mortal truly knows. Each wound becomes another spark that lights the path within the dark. No one can claim what fire makes, no silence for the flame it wakes. It lives beyond both life and death, a force within each warrior's breath. It only grows, a strength no mortal truly knows. Each wound becomes another spark that lights the path within the dark. No one can claim what fire makes, no silence for the flame it wakes. It lives beyond both life and death, a force within each warrior's breath. Even when the war is done and fades the memory of the sun, the flame remains beneath the skin, a waiting force that lives within. time can dim, no age can break the spark that none can overtake. It waits for when the call returns to rise again where battle burns. And when the final light appears beyond the reach of mortal years, the flame will guide us through the end, a force no darkness can descend. For those who carried it with pride will never fall, will never hide. They rise beyond both ash and flame, forever bound to know the name. In darkest night, where silence breathes, we walk where only death believes. The shadows cling, yet we remain unbroken through the endless pain. Each blade we hold reflects the night, a silent oath, a hidden fight. No sound escapes, no fear is shown. We claim the dark as something known. Beyond the sight, yet feels the shift within the night. A presence cold, a force unseen, a war that moves in silent sheen. Each step we take without a sound, a hunter's path where prey is found. No chaos here, no reckless cry, only the calm before they die. The steel we raise does not betray, it strikes with truth, it does not sway. Each movement sharp, each breath precise, a war not ruled by chance or dice. We strike as one, we strike as none, a shadow where the light is gone. No wasted motion, no delay, only the blade that finds its way. Frozen ground, we move where death is always found. The shadows bend, they shift, they twist, yet we remain within the mist. A force unseen yet deeply felt, where stronger souls are always dealt. The final hand, the final strike, a truth no enemy can fight. The clash begins without a cry, no thunder here, no raging sky, only the sound of steel that cuts through armor, bone through fate and guts. A silent war, a hidden flame where none will ever speak our name, yet all will feel what we have done when night consumes the rising sun. Through fallen forms and silent breath we walk away untouched by death. No glory sought, no praise desired, only the path that we inspired. For war is not always a roar, sometimes it's silence at its core, a truth that only few can see, the shadowed side of victory. To rise, and light returns to mortal eyes, we fade away into the dark, a memory, a fleeting spark. Yet those who face the steel and shade will never forget what we made. A war of silence, sharp and deep, where even shadows fear to sleep. Whoa. The northern sky begins to burn, a sign that all must take their turn. The final road lies just ahead, where fearless hearts are always led. No fear remains, no doubt survive. Only the truth, the warrior life. Each step we take, each breath we claim, brings us closer to that flame. Fear behind us fade, oh fear behind us fade, replaced by light and golden shade, replaced by light and golden shade. A distant hall begins to rise, a distant hall begins to rise, reflected in our steady eyes, reflected in our steady eyes. The gates stand tall, the fire within, the gates stand tall. to win. Awaits the souls who dare to win. Not gold nor crown nor fleeting fame, nor fleeting crown nor fleeting fame, but something deeper than a name, but something deeper than a name. The voices call from halls of old, where counsels call from halls of old, where countless tales of war are told, where countless tales of war are told. A place where every scar is known, a place where every scar is known, where every seed of strength was sown, where every seed of strength was sown. No sorrow walks these endless lands, no soulless these have battle out. Only the strength of battle hardened hand, only the strength of battle hardened hand. A brotherhood beyond all time, a brotherhood beyond all time, a truth both sacred and sublime, a truth both sacred and sublime. We feel the weight of every fight, now turn away of every fight, now turning into endless light, now turning into endless light. Each loss, each wound, each drop of pain, each loss, each wound, each drop of pain, transformed into eternal gain, transformed into eternal gain. For nothing lived was lived in vain, for nothing lived was lived in vain. Each step has brought us to this mean, each step has brought us to this plane, a place where fearless spirits swim, a place where fearless spirits stand together in the northern land. The doors unfold, the fire call, the doors unfold, the fire calls, echoing through Valhalla's ways, echoing through Valhalla's hall. A sound that shakes both soul and bone, a sound that shakes both soul and bone, a place that finally feels like home, a place that finally feels like home. No war to fear, no end to shame, no war to fear, no end to shame. Only the strength we now embrace, only the strength we now embrace. Among the gods, among the brave, beyond the reach of mortal grave, beyond the reach of mortal grave, beyond the reach of mortal grave, beyond the reach of mortal grave. The feast begins, the horns are raised, a celebration of the days. We fought, we stood, we did not fall, we answered to the final call. Each warrior now takes their place within this timeless sacred space, where every story lives again in endless halls beyond all pain. And though the world we knew is gone, and though the world we knew is on, our spirit endlessly lives on, our spirit endlessly lives on. For every warrior who was brave, for every warrior who was brave, will find their path beyond the grave, will find their path beyond
lights it always has for those who walk the warrior's path. And in that hall forever we stand, bound in strength and vigor.
From ashes cold and silent ground, we hear the distant ancient sound, a call that echoes through all time, a force both sacred and sublime. It lifts the fallen from their rest, ignites the fire within the chest. No end exists, no final breath, for those who rise beyond their death. We were not made for fleeting days, nor bound by time's consuming ways. Our spirit forged in endless flame will never bow, will never tame. Through every war, through every cry, we learn the truth, we do not die, but rise again through fiery born, from shattered dust to endless morn. The battlefield may claim the weak, but not the souls who never break, for something deeper holds us tight, a force beyond both dark and light. Each fallen brother lifts us higher, fueling the never-ending fire, a chain unbroken, fierce and strong, a living, breathing battle song. A living, breathing battle song. The enemy may strike us down, may think they've claimed the victor's crown, but what they see is not the end, only a path we transcend. For every fall becomes a right, a truth no mortal can disguise. We stand again, we claim the field, an endless force that will not yield. Through time itself we carve our name, a legacy beyond all fame, not written in ink nor carved in stone, but in the strength that we have shown. Each age will hear, each land will know, the tide of warriors that won't slow, a rising force, a burning tide, with nothing left to fear or hide. With nothing left to fear or hide. Through time itself we carve our name, a legacy beyond all fame, not a written ink nor carved in stone, but but in the strength that we have shown. Each age will hear, each land will know the tide of warriors that won't slow. A rising force, a burning tide, with nothing left to fear or hide. The sky itself begins to glow, as if it sees what we now know, that death is not a closing door, but something we are meant for more. A passage through the endless flame, where all who rise become the same, eternal, bound by fire and will, a force that time cannot make still. And when the stars begin to fall, and silence covers every call, we stand as more than we once were, a legend shaped, a whispered word. For those who rise beyond the end, will fight again, will not descend. An eternal warriors, fierce and free, unbroken through eternity. In twilight's breath where silence grows, we walk the path no coward knows. The blade we carry, cold and true, reflects the fate we're passing through. No light can hide, no dark can bind the storm that lives within the mind. Each step we take, the shadow bends, where mortal fear and legend ends. The steel we hold remembers all, the rise of kings, the empires fall. Each strike we make, a tale reborn, from shattered dust to crimson morn. No wasted breath, no trembling hand, we carve our truth across the land. A force unseen yet deeply felt, where stronger wills are always dealt. But cannot know the depths beneath the silent blow. For every strike is more than war, it's what we've lived and fought for. Each scar a map, each wound a sign of battles etched beyond all time. We are the edge, we are the flame, no fleeting life, no fragile name. Dark and mountains high, we chase the echo of the sky, a calling deep within the soul that drives us past all mortal control. No rest, no peace, no quiet mind, for those who leave their past behind and walk the edge of endless fight, where shadow merges into light. fades and stillness claims the resting blades. We stand as more than flesh and bone, a force the endless dark has known. For every step, for every fall, we answer to the deeper call. The shadow of the northern blade forever lives, it never fades. Step by step through frozen land, we march as one, a silent band. No voice of doubt, no sign of fear, only the end that draws us near. Through endless cold and bitter wind, we leave the weaker self behind. Each step a mark, each breath a vow. We are unbroken here and now. The path is long, the night is deep, yet none among us dares to sleep. For in our veins the fire runs, a force that rises like the sun's. No chain can bind, no storm can break the road that only we can take. A march that echoes through all time, a rhythm raw, a force sublime. The snow, but we have faced what they don't know. The war within, the endless fight that forged our will in darkest night. Each scar a lesson carved in bone, each step a claim of what we own. A strength no blade could ever steal, a truth no wound could ever. Begins, the ground will shake with every vow we never break. We move as one, we strike as flame. No separate soul, no separate name. The enemy falls before our line, a force aligned, a will divine. No chaos here, no scattered cry, only a storm that will shattered ranks. We push ahead where countless warriors have bled. No pause, no doubt, no step undone until the final fight is won. The march continues through the pain, through loss, through fury, through the rain. A path that only few can take, a bond that nothing dares to break. silence falls on broken blades, we still will march, we still will stand, a force that time won't command. For being unbroken is not war, it's something deeper at the core, a truth that lives beyond the fight, a flame that burns beyond the night. And when the end begins to call, we do not stumble, we don't fall, we march into the final flame, unbroken, wild, forever the same. For those who walk this endless road, carry more than mortal code, they rise beyond what men can be, unbroken through eternity. In thunder's cry, black waves beneath a shattered sky. A long ship cuts through raging foam, no land ahead, no turning home. The wind like blades against our face, yet still we hold our steady pace. For beyond the storm, beyond the fear, the call of war is drawing near. Strike of iron will, each heartbeat pounding fierce and still. The sea itself begins to bend before the path we now defend. No storm can claim what we command, no force can break this battle band. We ride the waves like gods of old, with burning hearts that won't be sold. Endless night, revealing shadows in its light. Enemy sails upon the tide, a silent threat we cannot hide. We grip the axe, we raise the shield, no inch of fate shall we yield. The clash at sea begins to rise, reflected in our frozen eyes. Wood meets steel and men collide, in fury born of ancient tide. The decks run slick beneath the rain, yet still we fight through blood and pain. Each step a gamble, each breath a flame. No thought of loss, no thought of name, only the pulse of savage fight, guided by the storm's own might. Slow, but we move rise, we carve our path beneath the skies. The storm begins to bend its will, as if it knows we're stronger still. The enemy falls into the deep, where endless shadows slowly creep. But we remain, we stand, we rise, as legends beneath raging skies. And when the sea grows calm again and silence falls on broken men, we stand alone on drifting tide, with victory burning deep inside. The storm may fade, the winds may cease, but we have carved our path through peace. The iron sea remembers all who dare to rise and never fall. We swore beneath the iron sky that none of us would ever die. In fear and doubt, in silent shame, we bound our souls to fire and flame. Each word we spoke became a chain, a vow that runs through blood and pain. No force could break, no storm divide the oath we carry deep inside. The wind bore witness to our cry, a sacred echo through the sky. The mountains heard, the oceans knew the strength within the words we drew. No turning back, no path undone, until the final fight is won. We march as one through endless night, bound by oath, by war, by each battle tests what we became. Each wound ignites the deeper flame. No fear can live where oath is strong. No weakness lingers there for long. The bond we forged in frozen land is stronger than both sword and hand. A truth no enemy can break, a force no mortal heart can fake. Through shattered ranks and burning skies, we see the truth within our eyes. Not men alone, but something more, a force that lives for endless war. Each step we take, each breath we claim, feeds the oath that burns like flame. No matter loss, no matter pain, the vow remains, it will remain. The enemy falls, yet still we stand, guarded by this sacred
not the words we chose that day. They live within, they shape the soul, they make the broken spirit whole. No death can end what we have sworn, no silence where the vow is born. It echoes through the darkest night, a flame that burns beyond all sight. And when we stand at final gate, where time dissolves and ends all fate, the oath will guide us through the flame, a path beyond all fear and aim. For those who swore and never fell will rise beyond the mortal shell, into the halls where legends stand, bound forever by that hand. High above the battlefield, where broken fate is slowly sealed, the ravens circle cold and wise, watching through eternal light. They see the brave, they see the strong, they hear the warrior's final song, and carry tales beyond the sky, where fallen souls will never die. The clash below is fierce and loud, steel like thunder breaks the crowd. Yet in the chaos something waits, a silent pull beyond the gates. Each warrior feels it in their chest, a final call, an endless rest, where pain dissolves and fear is gone, beyond the edge of mortal dawn. Cry a sacred sign, a call that draws the chosen line, between the living and the brave who walk beyond the shadow grave. No sorrow marks the path they take, no regret for choices made, only pride in what they've done beneath the cold unsetting sun. The warrior stands still, gripping tight to sword and hand, each breath a battle, fierce and raw, each moment shaped by ancient law. Yet when the final strike is cast and time itself begins to pass, the ravens come with silent grace to guide them from this shattered place. The sky begins to glow with fire, a bridge of light, a rising spire.
continue still, driven by unbroken will. But those who fell are not alone, their story carved in blood and stone. For every soul the ravens take, another legend they will make, a tale that echoes far and wide of those who chose the fearless side. And when the final war is done, and all is lost and all is won, the raven still will rule the sky as endless watchers passing by. For every fall, for every rise, they see beyond all mortal lies, and guide the brave through endless call into the halls of Valhalla. Frozen crown where ancient empires once fell down, we carry blood of kings untold, a fire that no storm can hold. Through shattered lands and endless wars, we rise again from no chain can bind what we became, descendants forged in war and flame. The mountains whisper through the night of battles lost and endless fight, yet in our veins the echoes live, a strength no mortal hand can give. Each heartbeat rolls like distant drums, a storm of fate that slowly comes to claim the world beneath its tide and sweep all weakness far aside. With blades that sing in bitter cold, we
keeps us alive. The winds grow sharp, the snow runs red, yet still we walk where others dread. Each breath we take, a burning flame. Each strike we make defies all shame. No mercy lies within this land, only strength of heart and hand. A truth as cold as northern skies, where only iron will survive. Through every scar, through every cry, we learn what it means to defy the weight of fate, the pull of fear, to stand when death itself is near. Each brother forged in endless strife carries more than mortal life, a legacy that will remain beyond the reach of time and pain. And when the storm begins to fade and silence grips the blood-soaked blade, we stand as kings of what remains. The fire still runs within our veins. No one can claim the path we chose, for through the dark our legend grows. The blood of kings will never fall, it echoes through Valhalla's hall. Starts as a whisper in the night, a distant pulse, a growing might. The drums begin to shake the air, a sound no warrior can ignore or bear. It calls the blood, it wakes the flame, it strips the soul of fear and shame. That pulls us to the fight, into the jaws of endless night. Each beat a step, each sound a flame, igniting hearts that crave the same. The rhythm deep within the chest awakens what we've long suppressed. No turning back, no silent plea, we march toward destiny. The war drums guide us through the dark, a blazing, unrelenting spark. The ground begins to crack and shake. With every vow we never break, our voices rise, a savage roar, a sound the world has heard before, of men who walk through fire and flame, who seek no fortune, seek no name, but something far beyond the known, a truth that must be carved in stone. The clash erupts, the world collides between the pull of raging tides. The drums still echo through the storm, a rhythm ancient, wild and worn. Each strike we make, each breath we take,
is guided by the sound we wake, a force that drives us ever on until the final light is gone. The drums remain a steady beat, a pulse that never knows defeat. They guide our hands, they guide our soul, they make the broken spirit whole. No fear can stand within their sound, no weakness where their call is found. The enemy begins to fall before the echo of the call, a sound that breaks the strongest will, a force that cannot be made still. We move as one, a single flame, no separate soul, no separate name, a unified and raging tide with nothing left to fear or hide. And when the drums begin to fade and silence falls upon the blade, we stand alone beneath the sky. But something in us will not die, for even in the quiet deep, the war drums echo in our sleep, a call that never truly ends, a path that time itself defends. Forged in frost and hardened steel, we are the storm no man can seal. From mountain peaks to endless sea, we shape the path of destiny. Each scar a mark of battles fought, each lesson learned, each truth we saw. No weakness finds a home in here, only strength that conquers fear. The wind cuts deep, the night is long, yet still we rise unbroken strong. No voice of doubt can take control of iron forged within the soul. Through fire and frost, through pain and war, we rise as something even more, not bound by fate, truth within our eyes. We are the storm, we are the blade, the force from which all fear is made. Each moment lives within the now, a sacred oath, an endless vow, to rise again through ash and flame, unbroken while forever the same. Of endless victory. Across the ice, beneath the storm, we take the shape that we were born. With sharpened will and burning breath, we walk the sacred line of death. The ocean roars, the sky is torn, 1,000 warriors battle worn. No turning back, no fear inside. We are the wolves of frozen tide. Voices rise like ancient drums, a sound that through the darkness comes, the heartbeat of a fearless breed, driven by a single creed. No mercy lives within this fight, only strength and savage might. Each step we take, the ground will know the force of men who never slow. Through crashing waves and frozen spray, we carve our destiny this day. Each oar a vow, each strike a flame, a war unbound by fear or name. The wind howls loud, yet we stand tall, for we have answered destiny's call. No storm can break what we have made, no shadow dims the warrior blade. The enemy waits clash begins, the earth will cry beneath the echo of our cry, a sound that splits both sky and ground, where fearless hearts are always found. The wolves awaken deep within, a primal force beneath the skin, unchained, untamed, beyond control, a fire that lives within the soul. Each battle cry, a sacred sound, where ancient strength is always found. No mortal chain can hold us down. We wear the storm as our true crown. Shattered lines, we move like fate through endless time. The clash of steel, the taste of war, reminds us what we're fighting for. Not gold nor land, nor fleeting fame, but something deeper than a name. A bond no blade could ever sever, a brotherhood that lives forever. And when the storm begins to fade, and silence falls upon the blade, we stand as more than we once were, a living myth, a whispered word. The wolves return into the night, but leave behind eternal might. For in our wake the legends grow of those who dared the frozen flow.
The sky was dark, the wind was cold, yet in our hearts burned fire untold. No fear could freeze what lived inside, a force no death could ever hide. Through endless night we marched ahead, where fallen warriors softly tread. Each step a vow, each breath a flame, to rise beyond the mortal frame. The clash began with thunder's cry, steel beneath the frozen sky. Shields like walls of iron stood, guarding brothers bound by blood. The earth was torn by every blow, as rivers turned to crimson flow. Yet still we pushed, we did not yield. No force could break our iron shield. The flames of war began to rise,
every side, yet none among us chose to hide. We stood as one against the tide, with roaring strength and warrior pride. Each swing of axe, each clash of steel, a reminder of what we feel. Alive within the chaos, wild, untamed, relentless, undefiled. Boom, boom, boom. And broken cries, we carved our way to open skies. The fire within refused to fade, even as the night was laid. Upon the field of silent men, we rose again and yet again. No end could claim what we had made, a legend time would not degrade. The final stand beneath the storm, where gods themselves began to form, watching closely as we fight against the fading of the light. With every breath, with every scar, we proved exactly who we are. Not bound by flesh, nor fear, nor pain, but by a will that shall remain. And when the fire began to dim, we heard the ancient northern hymn, calling us beyond the flame, where glory lives without a name. The last fire burned within our soul, a force that made the broken whole. And in that light we rose once more, eternal as the Northern War. Frozen land with iron hearts and scarred hands, brothers bound by fate and flame, carving glory into name. Through the storm we learned to stand side by side, a fearless band. No chain can break, no force divide the fire that burns deep inside. From the mountains to the sea, we carved our path through destiny. Every battle, every scar marked the men we truly are. We rise again through ash and pain, like thunder rolling through the rain. No weakness leaves within our veins, only fury that remains. Hear the war drums call our soul, guiding us toward storm we bring. We are more than flesh and king, bound by honor, forged in war. We become what legends are. In every breath, in every cry, we challenge fate, we defy the chains of fear, the weight of doubt. We tear the darkness inside out. Through the night our voices rise, echoing across the skies, a chant of power, raw and deep, awakening what once did sleep. The ancient blood